Hey guys, how you doing? It's the chairman of the board here, and welcome to Raw Reaction, my weekly breakdown of everything that happened on this week's episode of Raw, along with my thoughts and opinions of what we've seen. So, as always guys, thank you so much for tuning in for another episode. You guys are awesome. If you do go on to enjoy the video, please do like, share, subscribe, ring that little notification bell as well, just so that we can keep you informed of everything that's going on here on the channel. Okay, so without further ado, let's have a look at what happened this week on Raw. So this is the Raw before Christmas. So, ho ho ho, it's Christmas is fast approaching. So let's see what gifts WWE have brought us this week. So this one starts off with Paul Heyman and the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Reigns says that Raw is the home of Kevin Owens, the home that Owens continues to leave and continues to try and crash the gates of the island of relevancy. And now he's gone along and got John Cena involved in this whole thing. So obviously on SmackDown, it was announced that John Cena will be teaming up with Kevin Owens on the 30th of December episode of SmackDown to challenge Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. So looking forward to that one. That's going to be a great way to end up the year. So Roman Reigns says that Owens will need more than John Cena. He's going to need the entire Raw locker room to have his back. And Reigns says that he will make Owens' life a living hell until everybody acknowledges him. So really good start, really liking this, really good promo, really good way of building up everything leading up to the end of the year. So yeah, really, really good on there. This then cuts backstage to the Wells Fargo Arena where the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, the Usos, are yelling at the camera while Solo Sikoa manhandles Mustafa Ali. Poor old Mustafa Ali can't get a break these days, isn't it? Always involved in these beatdowns. Sami Zayn's there as well, looking on. Like it. Really, really good. Yeah, really happy to see all this. Excellent. Really good start on this. Let's see what else we've got on here. So this then leads up to our opening match of the night, which was the Judgment Day versus the Street Profits. So representing the Judgment Day, we have Finn Balor and Damian Priest, and obviously the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. Obviously they don't come down alone as they always do. Judgment Day obviously going to be there in force, so we also see Dominic and we also see Rhea Ripley, and the Street Profits coming down with their newly acquired friend Akira Tozawa. So yeah, all really interesting on this one. Also harks back to our previous episodes as well. So. Now, what I liked about this one as well is not only with Judgment Day, we also have with Dominic Mysterio coming out with the sunglasses on due to the miss that he took from Asuka last week. I like this. I like this way that they continue the storyline going through. That's all really, really good stuff. I really like the fact that they keep playing on this as well. Really, really good stuff on here. So, the match itself. Good match, good teamwork from both teams on here, especially the team of Damian Priest and Finn Balor. I think that this just really shows the strength and versatility of the Judgment Day and their ability to mix the team up a bit as well with the inclusion or the exclusion of Dominic. You can keep bringing them in and out as well. I really, really like all that. I think it just makes the Judgment Day look stronger. I really, really hope that someday the Judgment Day get hold of the tag team titles, and I'd love to see them defending them on a Freebirds rule, so they could mix it up between the three men on there. Really, really good. Wouldn't be even surprised if they put Rhea Ripley in there as well, to be honest. But yeah, really, really good on there. Yeah, really like all that. Street Profits are looking great since they've been their recent return to TV. Really liking all that. Both guys look as if they've worked really well on their movesets, as well as their physiques and their fitness as well. They're both really looking good on here. Angelo Dawkins looking in some of the best shape that we've seen him in. Really, really good on there. And Montez Ford, yeah, just fantastic. Really, really good stuff. Really like the stuff that he does in the ring. So yeah, really good match, this one all the way through. Towards the end of the match, we see some interference, but not the way that we would normally expect to see it. We actually see Akira Tozawa walking over and having words with Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio. This then ends up distracting Finn Balor. Akira Tozawa then throws the liquid from his red Solo cup into Dominic's face, which aggravates his eye injury. Again, really well played on this. Really like the way that they worked all this through. This distraction then allows Montez Ford to roll Finn Balor up for the pin, and the Street Profits come out on top. Not what I was expecting, but yeah, really good. But yeah, a good solid match on this one. great tag teams on here. It really shows the way that the tag team division is really starting to build as well. Even though they don't have tag team titles at the moment on Raw, there are some really, really strong teams going on at the moment. You have the Judgment Day, you have the Street Profits, you have Alpha Academy, you have the OC. There's some really, really good stuff going on here. And when they do get tag team titles back on Raw, I think it's going to be a great little showcase there of talent there that are really going to be able to fight for those titles and really make them something relevant again. So yeah, really, really good stuff on here. We then get a brief cut back to backstage where we see the Bloodline. They're at it again. They're beating up NXT superstar Andre Chase as well as Elias. So Elias getting the beat down on here as well. Sami Zayn and the Usos obviously they keep on bragging to the camera as these guys get beaten down. Good stuff. Again, really, really good. Just a nice storyline, really building its way through the episode. More to come on this throughout the whole episode of Raw as well. So yeah, really, really good stuff on this one. So after the opening match, the Street Profits and Akira Tozawa are on the ramp celebrating their victory. Rhea Ripley comes up and starts yelling at Akira Tozawa and then knocks him down. Ripley then gets back in the ring and challenges Tozawa to an impromptu match. Akira Tozawa looks a little bit hesitant about this one, but the Street Profits are there. They got his back. They're G'ing him up. They're going to make him go for it. They hype him up, and we get our next match of the night, which was Akira Tozawa versus Rhea Ripley. Yeah, okay. Now, personally, I'm not a huge fan of intergender matches. I don't know what it is. I'm just not a big fan of them. However, Rhea Ripley is quite clearly a strong and very talented female wrestler that can hold her own on here. And I think, in all honesty, if you're going to do an intergender match, this was a good combination. You've got the strength, the power, and the great ring work of Rhea Ripley, working alongside a very reliable and very skilled wrestler in Akira Tozawa. Akira Tozawa does not get enough credit for his wrestling ability. He is really, really good. This match was a nice, solid match. It had a lovely bit of back and forth in it. Sometimes when you have women involved in these matches with men, sometimes you worry about them getting injured, anything like that. It's not being sexist or anything like that. It's just, I think sometimes we do get like that. We do feel a little bit uncomfortable about it. But Rhea Ripley held her own in this. She was really strong, really dominant, looked really, really good in it. You had some lovely back and forth in this one. There was bound to be interference in this one, and we got it all in there from the Judgment Day as well as from the Street Profits. Towards the end of this match, Akira Tozawa knocks Dominic Mysterio off the apron. He then goes up to the top turnbuckle to go for his big senton. Rhea Ripley moves out of the way. Akira Tozawa lands hard. How he doesn't hurt himself on these, I'll never know. I'm sure he must do himself some injury on these ones. Rhea Ripley takes the opportunity to grab Tozawa, hits the Riptide for the pin, and we get the win there. So Rhea Ripley comes out on top on that one. Like I said, a great match, really, really good in here. Rhea Ripley at the moment is incredible. I think she's my MVP for the year. She's just absolutely fantastic. Not just what she does in the ring, but what she does out of the ring. I keep saying it, and I'm going to keep on saying it. I just think she's absolutely fantastic. Akira Tozawa, really, really good to see him doing proper stuff, proper wrestling in the ring again. Getting away from that comedy stuff that he was doing before, because he is a really good wrestler and he does do some really good stuff in here. So great to see him back doing this as well. Be interested to see where this is all going to go forward for Tozawa as well. I really hope we see him getting some opportunities with more matches in 2023. But good job from Triple H bringing up these people that we haven't seen in a little while and getting them in the ring and doing work. Akira Tozawa, Shelton Benjamin, we've seen quite a few of them at the moment and doing a great job with it all. So yeah, well done, keep it up. Coming up next then, we had, we got to see a recap of what happened last week with Bobby Lashley being fired by Adam Pearce. This then cuts to a very brief promo with Adam Pearce and Kathy Kelly. Kathy Kelly asks Adam Pearce about the Lashley situation, and Pearce says that they've talked it over this week and it'll be a matter of when Bobby Lashley comes back. So he's not gone from the company. This is just a storyline break for him. I'd imagine he's had a very busy year this year, so I'd imagine this is just an opportunity for him to take a break, a well-earned break as well. Bobby Lashley has had a really good year this year, done some really good stuff in here, so yeah, not too surprised by that. We then see MVP walk up, and he wants to have a word with Adam Pearce, and Pearce tells him that he'll see him in his office, which may be a suggestion that maybe we're going to see Bobby Lashley reunite with MVP. Maybe. We shall see. That would be interesting. To be honest, I would like to see that as well. I think MVP and Bobby Lashley made a great team together. I think that'd be great to see them back together. Put them together with Omos as well. Have the three of them together. Maybe a newly formed Hurt Business. Maybe Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin would be great to get back into that as well. We'll see. We'll see what happens on there. But I wouldn't mind seeing all of that on there. However, just before anything happens with this, a referee comes out and tells Adam Pearce that there's a situation down in the loading docks. They go running off, and we find out later on that officials are attending to Dolph Ziggler, Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin, who have all been attacked by the bloodline, obviously. So Kathy Kelly's there, and she asks Ziggler what happened, and he says the bloodline happened. So yeah, the bloodline there running amok and causing trouble all over the Raw roster. Good stuff. Really, really good on here. Coming up next then, we have our next match, which is the OCs, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, going up against Alpha Academy, Chad Gable and Otis. So, two really strong tag teams putting on a strong tag team match. Yeah, really, really good on here. I really, really like both of these teams as well. Great to see Gallows and Anderson back in WWE. I did miss them while they were off, and they're just a great fit alongside AJ Styles. The OC, yeah, it works for me. Love it. Really, really good. Mia Yim's a great addition to that as well. Alpha Academy, I really like the Alpha Academy. I can't complain about either of them. Really, really good on here. Great in this match to see two big hitters like Luke Gallows and Otis taking shots at each other, using their strength. Really, really good. I like that. At the same time, great to see two great wrestlers like Chad Gable and Carl Anderson working each other with wrestling moves and techniques. Carl Anderson is a great technical wrestler, and I don't think people realise that or give him enough credit for his technical skills. He's really, really, really good. As I said before in the earlier match, we need to get tag team titles back on Raw, because we can see teams like that feuding, not just over backstage arguments, blah, 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 blah. We want to actually see them fighting for belts. And these two would be great contenders for fighting for belts as well. Yeah, would really, really like to see this. So, really good match on this one. This all ends up with Carl Anderson tagging in, hitting Chad Gable with the Magic Killer, and rolling him up for the pin and the win to the OC. So yeah, really, really good on there. Really liked all of this. Some good solid hits throughout the match. Some really good wrestling in there as well. Tag Team Wrestling 101. Yeah, really, really good stuff on this one. After the match on this one, the OC are in the ring celebrating when the Bloodline rushes in again and takes them out. Carl Anderson is hit with the 1D by the Usos, and then Luke Gallows is also hit with the same move, being assisted by Sami Zayn on that one. Could we possibly see the OC versus the Usos for the tag team titles soon? Fingers crossed we will get that. I would love to see that, and I think it would be great, and I would really like to see them split the titles up and get tag titles back on Raw. We don't have enough titles on Raw, so we really, really need that. So yeah, that would be really, really good. Nice bit of storytelling throughout this one as well, but we need to see it happen. There are too many good tag teams on Raw at the moment that aren't fighting for anything other than pride and arguments. We really need to see some belts. So yeah. So really, really good on there. Great to see Triple H working the tag team divisions as well. So yeah, really good. Big thumbs up there, Triple H. Well done on that one. So after the beatdown, we then get the Usos and Sami Zayn cutting a promo saying that they run the show. Sami Zayn says that what they are doing here tonight is just a small taste of what he and Roman Reigns will do to Kevin Owens and John Cena on the 30th of December episode of SmackDown. This was a good promo and a really good way of hyping up what's coming at the end of the year. Really, really looking forward to this one. Like I said before, this is going to be great. Yeah, I'm even excited to see John Cena. And I don't normally say that. I am not a John Cena fan, but I am actually looking forward to seeing this one and seeing how he and Kevin Owens work together. So yeah, really, really good on this one. So, this then cuts back to what happened last week on Raw, where we saw Alexa Bliss put Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair into position ready for the Sister Abigail. Really, really liked that last week, as I said in my review. Do check it out if you haven't seen it. This then cuts to Byron Saxton sat backstage with Alexa Bliss and Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair for a little sit-down interview. Byron Saxton starts asking Alexa Bliss what happened last week as she teased that attack on Bianca Belair. Belair turns around and says that she wants to know the same thing, and she says that she can't trust Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss then explains that she can't explain what's going on in her head right now, but she can explain what has got her to this point. She talks about Bray Wyatt and the abduction, how he turned her into this dark, evil version of herself. And then he just abandoned her and left her there on her own. This broke her and gave her abandonment issues. It took everything from her. She then went to therapy and everything else. People said she was crazy. Alexa Bliss then says that her friendship with Belair and Asuka has made her realise that she's stronger than she thought. And if she has nothing else to lose, it means that she has everything else that she can gain, including the Raw Women's Championship. Yes, good. I really, really like all that from Alexa. It was really, really nicely done. Really good promo. And it makes you remember how good Alexa Bliss is at stuff like this. She's really, really good on the mic. And I really want to see her character developing and changing again. I love Alexa Bliss. I like the stuff that she's been doing at the moment. But it's not the same. It's not like when she was the goddess and she was evil and a little bit nasty and spiteful and everything else, and that was really, really good. And then she went into this dark and creepy and edgy character alongside Bray Wyatt and Lily the doll, and all that really, really worked as well. It was really, really good stuff. So I think Alexa Bliss's character is due for a change, and hopefully this is going to be the start of what we're going to see with that. Bianca Belair then turns around and says that she's heard Alexa and she sympathises with her, but she doesn't believe her, and she knows what Alexa Bliss is capable of. Alexa Bliss then turns around and says that it's not about Bray Wyatt and it's not about all this stuff that's going on. She shouldn't be worrying about him, she should be worrying about her. And then with that, we see Bray Wyatt's logo flash up on the screen in the background again, just very briefly. And as Bianca Belair gets up to leave, the end of the interview, Alexa Bliss grabs a vase of roses from the table and smashes it into the back of Bianca Belair's head and just walks away. And Byron Saxton calls for help, and then it's announced that we're going to get Alexa Bliss versus Bianca Belair on the January 2nd edition of Raw. Brilliant. Excellent. Really, really good. This is good promo work all the way through. Really, really liked all this. Love the whole telling the story of Alexa Bliss and everything going through on there. Love the whole, don't worry about Bray Wyatt, it's not about him, you've got to worry about me, I'm the threat here. And then we just get that brief flash of the logo and the mood suddenly changes. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, really, really good. Great storytelling on here. The script writers at the moment have got this spot on. Absolutely fantastic. Like I said, Alexa Bliss's character is in need of a change. Really, really good on here. We are starting to see these characters starting to develop and change, especially in the women's division as well. We've seen it with Rhea Ripley. We're starting to see changes in Asuka. We're starting to see changes in Alexa Bliss. Really, really good stuff on there. I like all this. It feels like the women's division has finally got teeth. These women have got something about them there. They're a bit more angry, a bit more edgy, a bit more aggressive. Really, really like all that. It's not just about pretty faces and blonde hair and everything else on there. Yeah, really, really good stuff on here. The character development in the women's division at the moment, spot on, absolutely spot on. Really, really good on there. So that's all that out of the way. So coming up next on this one, we have our next match, which is the winner takes all ladder match between The Miz and Dexter Loomis. So we're finally getting around to this. This is hopefully going to be the payoff for all of this long storytelling that we've gone through. The story's gone very up and down on this one. We've had some highs, we've had some lows on here. It's been going a bit low and a bit stale the last couple of weeks. So hopefully this will see it all finish off. So Hanging up above the ring, we have 2 bags of money hanging up there, and obviously the ladders all around the ring. The object, as normal, up the ladder, grab the bags, and you win the match. Nice and simple on there. This one, it was a okay match. There was some good back and forth in it, some nice moves in here. This one felt very safe though. This didn't feel like this ladder match did not have the anger and the aggression and everything that a lot of the normal ladder matches have. This one was all played very safe, not that same level of violence that we normally see on here. So it felt a little bit okay, just a little bit safe and a little bit flat on this one. So yeah, there was some good back and forth in here though. Dexter Loomis really good. I love the way that he moves, the way that he looks, the way that he acts. He's creepy, but he doesn't. It's not on and off. He's creepy all the time, and it really works. It's really good on here. And the Miz, I'm a fan of the Miz on here. I like the stuff that he does. He's consistently solid. He does good work all the way through on here. So this match has some good back and forth in it. We get Miz climbing up the ladder, going for the money. Dexter Loomis rushes in, meets him at the top of the ladder, manages to knock Miz off the ladder, and then just as he's about to climb up and grab the money, we get the return of Bronson Reed. Yes, now I'm really excited about this because I was not expecting this at all, but I'm really pleased to see him back. I was a big fan of Bronson Reed in NXT. The wrestling guy is a huge Bronson Reed fan, so he's absolutely stoked about the fact that he's back. So yeah, really good to see him back. Another good acquisition there by Triple H. Bronson Reed grabs hold of Dexter Loomis, sends him face first into the ladder, and then levels him with a running splash. Reed goes up on the top and he hits that huge tsunami splash. Oh my god, that must be terrifying to see that coming down on you. Yeah, absolutely brilliant though. He hits that so well, so well. Reed then grabs hold of Miz, helps him back up the ladder. Miz grabs the money and he wins the match. So Miz comes out on top on this one. So I wasn't really expecting that either. But then I wasn't expecting a return of Bronson Reed as well. So good stuff, some good storytelling in this one. This is really interesting. Be interested to see where this one goes next. We'll see. I gotta imagine there's going to be a tag match coming up with the Miz and Bronson Reed going up against Johnny Gargano and Dexter Loomis. I can see that happening. That's probably going to be New Year or something like that. We'll see that one come up. But yeah, that one's got to be coming up on here. But yeah, some good match on here. Great to see Bronson Reed back. Really happy about that one. Does make me wonder what's happening with Tommaso Ciampa though. I'm guessing Tommaso Ciampa's been pushed to the side and forgotten about. Will we see a returning Tommaso Ciampa at some point as well? I don't know, but will he feed back into the storyline? We will see. We will see what happens on it. But yeah, some good stuff on here. A safe ladder match, some decent storytelling, and like I said, a surprise return. All good. So coming up next on this one, then we had our next match, which was AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn. So after being attacked earlier in the night, AJ Styles asked for a match against any member of the bloodline, and Adam Pearce said, "You have got a match against Sami Zayn." So yeah, all good. A good bit of storytelling again. Storytelling, love it. So AJ Styles comes out. He looks angry. He looks like a man possessed. He looks really cheesed off, and we get that anger and aggression and that fighting for revenge right from the start. He comes out and he's attacking Sami Zayn something fierce. Yeah, really good on here. This is a good match. This is a really good match. These two guys are both solid professionals in the ring. They've got really good track records. You can know that they're going to be able to work with just about anybody. So you put these two in the ring together and you know it's going to work. It's a given. So yeah, and it really good on here. Good match again. Some fun back and forth between them both. We saw both guys hitting some big moves on here and getting some close pins and all that. However, it was Sami Zayn who actually picked up the win on this one thanks to a distraction from Solo Sikoa, and he hits a blue thunder bomb and gets the pin on here. Haven't seen Sami Zayn pin anybody with a blue thunder bomb in a while, but yeah, really good to see that one. So yeah, some good stuff on it. Like I said, some real hard hits on here. The backbreaker that AJ Styles used looked brutal. There was a moonsault DDT from the apron onto the floor, which looked absolutely great. Sami Zayn, really, really good in the ring, really strong competitor, all really, really good on here. We forget how good that Sami Zayn is in the ring. It's not just about the mic work, it's just not about what he says on the stick, it's about what he can actually produce in the ring as well. And Sami Zayn is doing some fantastic wrestling at the moment, as well as his mic skills. Would be a hot contender for MVP of the year for the men. The way that he's been going, the stuff that he's been doing, absolutely fantastic. So yeah, really, really good stuff. And the crowd are really into him as well. The fans love Sami Zayn at the moment. So all good. Let's see what 2023 brings for Sami. Let's hope that maybe we see him going for some titles. Will he still be with the bloodline? We will wait and see. So, following on after this match then, we had a confrontation between Seth Rollins and Austin Theory. So this is all going to build up ready for the US title match that we got to expect sometime soon. However, this was then interrupted by the Usos. Yes, the bloodline are back out again. As they come out, Austin Theory bails out of the way. He leaves Seth Rollins there to fend for himself. But thankfully, Kevin Owens comes and makes the save. Good. By the time we saw KO come out and do something, so this is all really good. And this then resulted in a tag match being booked as the main event for the night. But before we get to that match, let's talk about the next match on the card, which was a women's match. It was Becky Lynch versus Bayley. Now, really, really good on this one. Before this match started, Becky Lynch delivered a promo saying about how she wanted Bayley to come out on her own, talked about their history and all that kind of stuff on there as well. Bayley, however, did not come out alone, obviously. She brought the rest of Damage Control with her, so we saw Io Sky and Dakota Kai come out alongside her as well. So, Becky Lynch and Bayley. Again, this is very similar to the last match. Two very good, very professional wrestlers in the ring. They know what they're doing. They work well with their opponents. So these two going together again, yeah, it's going to create something solid. Really, really good match on this one. They've got years of chemistry with each other. They've teamed together. They've gone against each other. So we knew that everything that we were going to see, they've worked on. Everything's going to have that little bit of extra finesse to it, that little bit of extra spit and polish to it as well. And this did not disappoint at all. This was a really, really good match. I would really recommend that if you haven't watched Raw this week, do go back and check this match out. A really, really good match from these two ladies. They packed a lot into this match as well. So some really, really good stuff on here. During the match, Io Sky and Dakota Sky do get booted away from ringside, which you think is going to give Becky Lynch the advantage. However, the referee is distracted and doesn't see Bayley use a monitor as a weapon, and she hits Becky Lynch with that one. And then she also then hits Becky Lynch with the Rose Plan for the pin and for the win. So, a win for Bayley, really, really good. She's due some wins as well. She really, really does need some wins under her belt as well. But yeah, this is really, really good stuff. Bayley is great. Bayley is so good. She makes simple suplexes and simple DDTs and things like that. She makes them look really impressive. She makes everything that she does just has that little bit of extra something to it. I think at the moment Bayley is doing some of her best work, and this is some of the best work that she's done since she came back as well. I said it last week in her match with Alexa Bliss, and I'm saying it again on this one as well. This is some fantastic stuff with Bayley in this match. She does some really, really good stuff on here. Really worth seeing. Becky Lynch, yeah, Becky Lynch is great. She is the man. I originally wasn't a fan of Becky Lynch. I didn't like the man gimmick. I did like the big time Beck stuff. I was really into that one. Nice to see Becky Lynch back. Nice to see her in the ring doing her stuff. She cut some great promos as well. She's really, really good on the mic, and her ring work is getting better and better as well. So yeah, she's done some really, really good stuff. So these two going together, classic. Really, really good. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that one. But yeah. So women's division doing so well at the moment, really, really doing well. You see the change that's happened over the last few months, the way you can see the women's roster just improving, really, really good stuff on here. So this then leads to our main event on Raw this week, which was the Usos, Jimmy and Jey Uso, going up against Seth freaking Rollins and KO Kevin Owens. So yeah, really good. Good to see these two back together as well. So Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. Been a while since we've seen these two working together. So yeah, this was a nice little touch on here. I think Kevin Owens also touches up on it as well during one of the promos as well. Really, really good on there as well. Yeah, liked it all. So This was really good. Would have liked to see titles go on the line for this. So that would have been interesting to see tag titles going on the line for this one. But yeah. So yeah, really, really good on here. Again, tag team wrestling, solid throughout WWE at the moment. It's just getting better and better and better. And these are 4 very strong, very reliable, very dependable men in the ring. They know exactly what they're doing. Really, really good on here. Owens and Rollins get the early advantage on here. But the Usos, they come back from behind and they get firmly in control later on in the match. Really, really good stuff on here. This match, again, was going to have a lot of interference in it. You had to expect it with the bloodline, and it did happen. Not only did we get Solo Sikoa and the Good Brothers come down as well, but we also saw Austin Theory make his return and hit Seth Rollins in the head with the US title while the referee was distracted. This took Rollins effectively out of the match as Kevin Owens had to fight by himself. He managed to hit the pop-up powerbomb and managed to score the pin. And him and Rollins came out on top on this match. Wasn't expecting that either. So yeah, this was a good, solid main event. As I said, 4 of WWE's most reliable performers in the ring at the moment. This match may have suffered a little bit with all the chaos and all the interference that was going on outside, but you know what? Sometimes the chaos just adds a bit more fun to it, a bit more spiciness, a bit more of an element to the match. But yeah, good solid stuff on here. Jimmy and Jey Uso have had a fantastic year. They will probably be in line for Tag Team of the Year. They've been absolutely fantastic. You can't really fault what they've been doing. They've carried those titles so well as well. Really, really good. And everything the Bloodline does at the moment, solid gold. Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, Kevin Owens, great to see Kevin Owens back after the time that he had off, and he is doing some fantastic work at the moment. Seth freaking Rollins at the moment is untouchable. Everything he does is fantastic as well. He's a real standout for not just for Raw but for WWE in general. He's doing some fantastic stuff as well. So yeah. All really, really good. So, this episode of Raw, the one leading up to Christmas, was a good episode. Some really solid stuff on here. Storylines are continuing to develop and change. We saw the return of Bronson Reed. The women's division at the moment is just getting hotter and hotter and looking fantastic. And everything is building up for Kevin Owens and John Cena going up against Reigns and Sami Zayn at the end of the year as well. So yeah, some really good stuff on here. Really building up your excitement all the way to the end of the year. You feel like you can't miss an episode of Raw. You can't miss an episode of SmackDown. Something is going to happen, and again, it happened on this week's episode as well. So, but yeah, really, really good. Chairman really enjoyed it, but let me know what you think, guys. Let me know in the comments below. Did you enjoy this week's episode of Raw? Are you glad to see Bronson Reed back? And what do you think of the changes going on in the women's division as well? Is it good or is it bad? I'm really, really happy with everything that's going on at the moment. But yeah, so that's my rundown of Raw this week. So if I don't see you before, have a Merry Christmas. Meeting over. Chairman out. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys. Merry Christmas.